What's going on, guys? Quality Darren here today, bringing you a video that a couple of you guys were requesting, and that is how I edit my videos. Okay, so we're not going to go into how I record them really. I'm just going to show you how I edit them, because I know a lot of you guys are YouTube content creators as well and might be interested in it. So the first thing I do is obviously I record my audio in Audacity for commentaries where I don't use my face cam. For commentaries that I use my face cam, I actually use my face cam software, which is down here on my taskbar. It's called the Logitech software, whatever, which I use with the Logitech C920. But anyway, we'll just say I'm doing like a normal commentary like this one, where I'd usually record in Audacity. So once that has recorded, you can see all the waves showing that I've just recorded it there. I go ahead and export that and save it as whatever file or whatever. So we'll just save this as test for a minute. I go ahead and close Audacity. So as you can see, that's the file I just made there. Then I go into Sony Vegas Pro 12, which is the software that I use to edit all my videos. So from here, I go down, I go back to the desktop, I open my Quality Darren folder where I have like my intros, outros, all that kind of stuff. So I go ahead and grab my intro, which I'll find right here, intro 6.0. So I grab this, go ahead and throw that into my Sony Vegas, and I usually click no for match project thing. So there you go, you can see it right there. I usually turn down the sound of this just a little bit because it is quite a bit loud, but anyway, yeah, I go ahead and do that, and then the intro is there. And also what is a good thing to do is actually go to properties, right click on the video, and go to properties and disable resample. So that just stops it from having like, if images are moving fast, it won't have like a blur behind them. So yeah, that's what you do for that. Next thing I do is go ahead and get my gameplay. Usually I do live gameplays, but for the sake of this example, we'll just do it as if I'm doing just a normal commentary over a bit of gameplay. So what I do then is I'd obviously record using my Elgato software down here, and then they go into this folder called Elgato Recordings. Then I go here, we'll just grab some random gameplay, and we'll go ahead and drag that into Sony Vegas. Okay, so now we've got the gameplay here, and then I would drag in my audio that I just recorded in Audacity, and I'd go ahead and put that in just below that as the track below it, and that's to there. So what I usually then do is get a part with a nice bit of gameplay. So I just crop this, I just drag the left side in and drag the right side into roughly a part that I think would be quite enjoyable. So I grab that, and I just make sure this goes to here, and then what I do then is I click this gameplay, I right click again like I did with the intro, click properties and click disable resample. So I'm going to actually zoom in here for you guys so you can see a little bit better. Okay, so that is that there, and I do record this in 60 frames per second, so I'll show you what I do at the end of the video to make sure it renders out in 60 frames per second as well. So then usually what happens is if I were to just edit this, render this video right now, the gain volume would really overpower the audio. So what I do is just drag down from the top here, and that will just reduce the game sound. I usually have it quite low, so you can just hear it kind of faintly in the background, and then we'll just test this quickly. Okay, so then go ahead and jumps into that. So what I usually do sometimes as well, I actually do a fade going in here just to make it look a little bit more professional. You can have the fade going on in there, and where videos where I don't have my face cam, what I normally do is I'd make another video track. I'd go over here to my Quality Darren folder again, where I store pretty much everything, and usually I would use this. I'll wait for this to pop up here. Usually I would use this in the background of my videos, and then I put my face cam up the top right, which I'll show you guys how to do the face cam version in just a second. But for now we're just doing the normal commentary one, so I'll leave that out for just a minute. But what I do is, for the ones that I don't have that kind of face cam overlay in, I use this little thing right here. So you've probably seen it before. It says support the video with a like, thanks. And what I do to make this have a fade in it, I could just drag it like this and have it go a fade like that. So let me just show you what that would look like. So you can see that kind of just appears on the screen, but what I normally do for this one is I make like a transition. So you go over here to transitions, and you go down to gradient wipe, scroll down here until you find, where is it, linear top left diagonal. So actually this one, what this one does, as you can see here, is it kind of makes it slide across instead of just appearing. So that's actually pretty cool. I'll just mute this speakers a minute. But okay, so then I also do the same for the right one. So I just exit that, and then I get this one fading from the right, so it goes back the way again. So that's pretty much what I do for that, and then I go ahead and add my outro on. So obviously commentaries obviously take a lot longer than this to actually edit, because I might do cut commentaries where I just have to cut down the gameplay into certain parts. And obviously I'd have a commentary that is quite long. I might add images into the video as well, but they're really easy to add. If you want to add an image, you simply just maybe make it in Photoshop, or even get it off Google Images, and then you just simply add it in. I'll just show you, for example, if I were to add, let me just go back here for a minute. That's Elgato Recordings, get out of that. So I go to my Quality Darren folder again, and for example, if I wanted to add my logo for some random reason, or sorry, we'll go Black Ops 3. If I wanted to add the Black Ops 3 logo, I would just go ahead and grab that, drag it in. Oh shit, that opened up. Okay, drag that in, and then you can see a preview of it there. And this little button right here is actually like a crop, so that actually lets you move it in different kind of things. But usually I'd make these things in Photoshop, like maybe not have that black background, just have it with Call of Duty popping up. So then it would look like this in your video, just kind of appears, and then you can have it on a fade out as well at the end. So that's basically most of the things I would use. Then I go obviously add the outro, which you can find in my Quality Darren folder again. Let me just find it here. So outro, here it is. This is the new outro I've made. So I go ahead and drag that in, and the outro is an MP4 file, so it already has music in it. And then simply all I have to do is go ahead and grab a image or video depending on what I want to do. So we'll say let me go back to my Quality Darren video again. Hopefully this isn't too long for you guys and you're actually following, but if I wanted to just have an image, what I would do is put this here and then go to my crop again and just simply crop that to fit that little box. As you can see, the box is black at the moment, but then I just crop that and I would put it in there. So let me just make that a little bit smaller, something like that. I'm not going to do it right now because it usually takes a little bit to actually get it right in the center, but you'd pretty much do that. Or if you want to do a video, it's pretty much the exact same thing. Let me just go into my Quality Darren folder again. This is the #1 spot to go to. I would recommend having a folder with all your intro and stuff in it. It just makes it really handy rather than pulling stuff from your desktop. So what I'll do here is, you can see I have a video called COD 2015 here, so I just go ahead and grab that, add that in. Obviously it has to be cropped to fit. I usually get like maybe middle part of the video. Go ahead and grab that and put it in here. And then what I do is actually delete. You can click U on your keyboard and that'll actually separate the video and audio, and then you can simply delete the audio, or you can just delete the whole track like that. And then again you just crop it to fit that little black box on the screen like so. So I have made my outro in Photoshop, as well as that kind of thing that pops up saying like the video. So they're actually not too hard to make if you just have some sort of Photoshop skills, which you can actually learn quite easy. I've picked up a few skills on Photoshop over the years of kind of doing YouTube, and that's pretty much how you do it. And then when you play it, it'll play the outro music, and you'll also, let me just turn that up a minute. It'll play the outro music, and the video will also be playing in the background. Pretty much a bad example there because there's just a still images in that background. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into how I would edit if I was using a face cam. Okay, so what I've done here, I've kept my intro, I've kept the gameplay, and I've kept the outro. But what I'm going to do now is go to my Quality Darren folder and go ahead and grab my face cam overlay. So I'll go ahead and grab that, put it there, and what I do is make a new video track. So you right click just anywhere and it'll say insert video track. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I move this to the top because this has to be on top of my video to kind of cover the edges of it. So then what I do is go back to my desktop, go to my Logitech webcam folder, which is where all my webcam videos are stored. Go ahead and grab one of them right here, and then just drag that into Sony Vegas, and it will actually make a video, an audio track as well, as you can see there. So we'll just cut it here. For example, the S is to cut, by the way, and then you just delete the other half. So okay, so we're here right now, and what I have to do now is actually fit this. I'm pulling a pretty funny face right there. What I have to do is fit this using the crop tool into that little box up there. So again, can take a little bit of practice trying to get this in the exact right position. Nearly there, a bit smaller. It does take a bit of precision, as I said, but usually I get it pretty spot on. So yeah, once that's in there, you can kind of flick through the video and just make sure that it's actually in the right place. And yeah, that's pretty much that. Then I'll go ahead and render that, which I'll show you guys in just a second. So that's pretty much how that works. You can see the audio track here, and sometimes I add background music as well, which I have in this folder right here, YouTube music. Go ahead and click that. I get all my songs from non-copyright sounds, as you can see here, which I'll leave a link to in the description for any of you guys that want to get some non-copyright sounds put in the background music. And what I do is I add that in the bottom there, and obviously delete the video track because I don't want a video in there. So then I just simply bring the sound down so it doesn't interfere with my commentary, and bring this in to the right moment. Obviously I don't have it overplaying my intro or outro because you don't want music clashing. And what I usually do here is actually put -5 decibels in here as well, just to make sure that the audio isn't too loud and doesn't overpower my commentary. Yeah, but that's pretty much it, how to edit videos. That's how I edit my videos anyway, using Sony Vegas Pro 12. There are lots of other editing softwares you can use out there, like Camtasia, even Windows Movie Maker. Obviously that's a really basic Windows Movie Maker, but Camtasia isn't a bad one either, which is actually what I'm using to record this. I'm using Camtasia Recorder, which is like a screen capture thing or whatever. But anyway guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you reach maybe 60 likes, I'm going to go ahead and make a video on how I make my thumbnails, because I know a lot of you guys are interested in that as well. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. I've been Quality Darren, and peace out.